morning. Welcome to 365 Days of Richer Living, daily morning reading, meditation, and prayer time. I'm Reverend Raymond, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living in Columbia, Maryland. Today is December 2nd. All power is mine to use and to enjoy. And our reference quote this morning comes from 1 Chronicles, the 22nd chapter, verse 11. Thine, O Lord, is the greatness, and the power, and the glory, and the victory, and the majesty. God, and the reading begins here. God known is power revealed. The unlimited power of the creative mind is mine to use for the increase of blessings in my world. Such use will harm no one and will make me a finer person, a greater instrument of the Almighty. By my use of the one power, I shall become what I ought to be. I know that only through my spirit can this power be used in right ways. I am weary of the destruction and turmoil in my life. I now affirm that I use the power of God for right and intelligent purposes. I say farewell to all mistakes. I am power, for God who made me dwells in me as power. Using this power with the wisdom and with divine direction, I cause good to appear at every hand. The divine power rightly employed by me gives me joy in living. I know that my burdens are merely indications of my refusals to let God act through me. All weariness in everyday struggles is now dissolved, and I release the one power with definite intent. I know that I am doing what I am doing, and I know how to do it. No pressures, no demands, just the right release of spirit within me in creative ways. This is easy to do, and I love to do it. As I see ideas unfold through the law into new and better conditions, I stand still and praise the power of truth. Seeking my demonstrations completed makes glad my heart. Infinite mind knows me as a clear channel of its operation, and the power unlimited gives itself to me. Life is wonderful. Being the only power, there are no obstructions to its purposes. Even I cannot block the power of the infinite. It uses me as its vehicle for distribution, and I accept the responsibility of this birthright. My thought determines the use I make of God's power. My consciousness determines my experience. I now decide to use power rightly. I now create a new heaven and a new earth for myself. I give strength and power to all. I act as power in my world. I change whatever needs to be changed. God in me as power demands my right use of it, and this I do willingly. I accept my responsibilities, and I live with joyous ease because I use power rightly. So let's take that into our time of meditation and contemplation. one consciousness, one reality, one infinite being, one God, one source, one substance. By whatever name we call it, it is beyond the limitations of a name. It is infinite, meaning nothing can be added. It already is everything. Everything that can be conceived of in this human realm and more. Infinite. It is self-existent, meaning that it exists within itself, that it was made out of nothing else. It is eternal, recognizing that it has no beginning, so it has no end. It simply has always been. It is that substance that animated itself in whatever was present in the cosmos that created the Big Bang. It is that source, that substance that preceded even the idea of creation. It is that. And it is present everywhere, because everywhere is all that there is. This one power, this one presence, this one source, this one substance has no oppositional power to it. It is, in truth, the harmonious operation of one within itself. Being infinite, it expands its experience of itself by creating, by expressing in individualized, diverse expressions of itself. And so the very image and likeness of what we call God is diversity, is change, is no two things in the physical realm alike. This is the image and likeness of creation. I am that. I recognize that I am an individualized, one of a kind, never to be repeated, intentional, purposeful, divine idea in the mind of this infinite creator. That I am a point of light, that I am a point where this infinite reality expresses itself. I am a point where all of creation lives, moves, and has its being. I am an animation of it, fully empowered by its presence within, to activate, to move consciousness, to use the power of creation within me. That is the very power of creation, of Creator itself, expressing as me. Fully empowered with the independence of choice, yet never separate from the whole. I am a point where new ideas of the divine spark. And what is true of me is true of all life. Over 7 billion centers of light expressing as one of a kind, intentional, on purpose, never to be repeated, divine ideas in the mind of God, fully empowered. With the authority, with the agency of creation itself. Every idea instantly acted upon by law. The impartial activity of creation that simply acts upon the ideas impressed upon it. The center of infinite intelligence that is the harmonious operation of one, that knows exactly how to unfold life, to expand and express infinite possibility, to fully express all that the infinite is, to fully live and express life in principle, to unfold life. The ultimate journey of returning home, home to an awareness of the truth of being, home to that center of peace within, home to that harmonious operation of one. Home to that perfect alignment of human awareness with the Christ consciousness within, that is the consciousness of creation itself. I claim and affirm because I know in the very center of my being that no matter what it looks like in the moment, that life is unfolding, life toward this awakening. In this moment, I am moved to recognize and honor and surrender to the messiness of this human journey. To seek understanding that the perfection of life, just as the perfection of a plant is born into the seed, the perfection of life is born into each individualized life. That as truth is revealed, all sense of separation is healed. That a deep understanding and activity of oneness becomes the norm. And that faith is my anchor. Faith is my raft in the storm. Faith reminds me that in the messiest moments, something magnificent is unfolding. That life never abandons itself. And by faith, by the evidence of things not seen but hoped for, by belief in the substance and the source that manifested that evidence. I am reminded that all is well. I am reminded that motives matter. So I am intentional. I'm purposeful. I move consciousness in a point, in an activity of awareness, to the best of my ability and awareness of what is good for the whole of creation. For the whole of humanity, for the whole of nature, for the whole of the cosmos, for the whole. And I say yes. I say yes to being aware, to allowing myself to become more aware every day. I say yes to living from gratitude, a gratitude that recognizes the magnificence of life, gratitude that recognizes that the smallest light illuminates the greatest darkness. Gratitude that recognizes the activity of love in this thing I call my life. Gratitude for every messy moment. Grateful. Grateful for the activity, the impartiality of law. A law that has access to infinite resources and unfolds life perfectly. Grateful. Grateful for every different perspective that is part of the whole of humanity. Grateful. Grateful for the curiosity within me, that insatiable wonder. Grateful. And so it is from this gratitude that I release my word. And I release any human thought that would impede the full access and movement of the divine word spoken as me. I release any fear. I release any human idea that I am to control anything. I let go. I let go. I let go. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.